What is up, guys? Zach Gainey here. Welcome to the Bags to Riches podcast, and I'm joined by Gene Blinkoff. First time ever in the studio, and what a fate! You know, I've warred with PPO for a while, and you are finally here, and we're excited. So welcome, man.
Thank you.
Welcome to Florida, man.
Thank you.
It's hot.
Florida's good. It's hot. It's scorching, but it's cozy in the studio here.
Oh yeah, man. So where are we? We used to go at it about PPO back in the day. I think my main issue with PPO was the ROI thing, right? You know, PPO used to have a bad rap. Used to be forced by these influencers to spend $7,000-8,000 on a credit card in a day, and you'd be out $8,000, and you suck at closing, and you got no deals, and you're like, oh my gosh, is it leads that suck? Is it me that sucks? What's going on? And you're the only guy, I'll be honest, who had the balls to be like, hey, how do we help people who don't have a lot of money get a good ROI? Because most PPL, what? 3, 4, 5x. And you said, you know what, how can I produce more leads and better leads and make it cheaper so people can start closing deals? And I don't know if you copied me, but I used to tell people to pull list and cold call. And you're the only PPL provider that does that. I used to tell people to pull list and text. You started doing it.
I think cold calling is like America. Like it's not going away. It just can't go away. You cannot. There's nothing like it. And so yeah, all these PPLs were ignoring the opportunity there, and it was popular. PPC was popularized by a few influencers, and I'm not against it. Like PPC is good and it's cool and all that, but it's severely limited, and there's just so many people that are not going to do their business online on Google. So it's like, let's get those guys.
Well, okay. First of all, PPC sucks. All right. Okay, dude. Let me just talk about how much PPC sucks. If I want to grip my own PPC campaign,
Good.
All right. Tell me who's going to win here. All right.
Oh,
I'm going to make my own PPC campaign. I go watch some YouTube tutorials, or I pay a guy. Let's say I pay somebody $7,000 retainer. I want to own my PPC.
Don't forget the setup fee.
Yeah, and then book a demo. But I want to control because I'm smart. I have my fresh Google Ads word thing, right? AdSense or whatever, AdWord. I'm gonna get destroyed, right? Like, and let's say I just want to do. I'm gonna be specific, right? I want to do my specific county in Dallas County. And I just want to do county-wide because that's where I got my buyers individually. How much do you think it would cost me per lead to produce PPC, assuming that my competitor just doesn't click the thing 15 times?
Yeah. So if you're just starting out and you're going to be doing your own PPC campaign, and let's say you're doing it yourself, and there are some folks that train you to do that. If you're doing it yourself, you'll be lucky if you get a lead in the first place, because there's so many things you can mess up. There's so many buttons and switches and all that. It's crazy. And if you're doing it with an agency, out the door, you'll probably be 500 to 600 per lead out the door. And then the agency will probably tell you, well, Mr. Customer, it's Zach, it's cool and it's fine, it's expected. We're gonna go like this for a couple months, and then it's gonna get better, and then so just stay with us. And so it's 500, 600 bucks per lead out the gate, with an agency. And without an agency, you're probably looking at even more. Even if you produce a lead, it might actually tank. Your campaign might tank, especially in Dallas. Every single person is trying to compete. The guys that have been doing PPC for 10 years, they're trying to compete. It's a high barrier of entry.
That's why I always said PPC sucks, right? And then SEO. Don't even start on SEO. That one's that's another game.
Even harder. That's even harder. We've been in digital marketing for years and years and years.
Yeah.
We're not even that good at SEO. SEO is even way harder. So,
dude, and the algorithm changes every week, and who knows if ChatGPT is going to promote you or not. That's the whole different thing in the future. But the crazy part is where I could just go to PPO for $24 a lead right now, and I could just buy okay, if there's 600, so I could buy almost 25 $24 leads. I'm not the best at math, but basically I could buy 25. What's the better chance? I close maybe one out of those 600 leads or 25 of those 24 ones. And the best part is I akin it to baseball, right? You see a lead come through, you don't have to swing at it, right? If the guy's like, I just want to relocate and 7 other people bought the lead, it's like, what's the point? And I was always a little sour towards it. And then a lot of people, and I'll be honest with you, I was not like everyone talking about iSpeed lead. And I used to say PPL. First and foremost, anyone that I've ever seen that closed a deal on PPL, 90% chance it was iSpeed lead, right? It wasn't all these other companies, which is crazy, right? And then I'm like, huh. And then it's like, see all these other, there's iSpeed lead, iSpeed. I'm like, geez, like it became to the point where I was pretty sour about it for years. And then I don't know what's going on the past year or two with you guys. I think since you started the AI, but more and more people are just saying, I'm using iSpeed lead. I'm like, huh. And then I made X leads, right? And we have thousands and thousands, thousands of users. And I'm talking to these guys and I'm like, bro, I look like their dashboards have like $100,000 a month. I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, well, I do calling, texting, and some PPL. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how do you dabble in PPL? They're like, oh, I just buy the coupon clubs in my area when they pop up. I'm like, whoa. And only ones I like. And they're not crazy. They'll buy like $200, $300, $400, but they're having insane success. I'm like, huh, maybe something's up with it. Maybe there was a reason. And I started looking at it, and people are getting about a 10 to 12x ROI on Coupon Club, even higher though. And this kind of caused what we had where we had a sit down, and we negotiated a pretty good deal for everyone with X leads. They get $24 Coupon Club, and even in the future, right? If obviously with inflation, there's going to be always an amazing discount with X leads, but PPL is here to stay. And it's crazy what you can do. So I'm guessing the reason why your PPL is working better than everyone else is your AdWords is kind of seasoned, right? You do nationwide, and then you can sell it individually. Correct. Which is pretty dang cool. I akin the Coupon Club with Publix. So I used to work at a grocery store, and this is how I call Coupon Club. I'm like, Gene stole this from me. But at Publix, when no one bought like a watermelon, the grocery manager would cut up the watermelon, sell it as fresh fruit, and triple the price. Yeah. And that's what he did. And I was like, no, people are buying 5 or 6 of these leads at a time. No one wants to do Coupon Club. And then I go back, like, what's my biggest lead source? Direct mail. When someone picks up the direct mail lead, they pick up and they say, hey, I'm looking to sell my house. This is the 5th card I called. Yeah. And we're spending thousands of dollars on like pretty much per lead, but we're making a ton of money. I'm like, oh, Coupon Club's just the same thing.
Same with PPC. Somebody goes in there, one website, they're like, what if they don't respond? I'm going to go fill out another website. They're like 5 websites, like, honey, I just filled out 5 websites. We're okay. Good job. So it's also not exclusive. Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it, I'm like, geez, man. And this kind of gets where we're at now, where PPL is a thing now. And we're excited to partner up on this and talk about it. And so just trying to talk to everyone, exactly what PPL is, how it came to be, how I kind of went not a fan of it to starting to be a fan of it, because the overwhelming majority of people just got better and better at the PPL, and your Coupon Club just kept getting better. I mean, shout out to you here. The ROI just keeps getting better and better and better with yours, because I don't know, you talk your talk, but like, I think you're the only platform that doesn't do bidding, or that's not like an agency, right?
Yeah, I don't know of a platform that doesn't do bidding besides us, and we could do it. I'll be honest, we talked about it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a little bit predatory towards customers. I mean, why make customers like bid against each other?
Yeah.
And then there's a certain point where it's like the bid gets so high where you're losing your best customers because you're like, hey, I'm just gonna just charge you exuberant amounts today. Yeah. There's no cap or anything. It's good for maximizing the short-term revenue for this PPL company.
Yeah.
But long-term relationship with our customers, like, $900 per lead. I don't want to charge customers for that. We don't have to do it in order to stay in business, in order to be a successful business. We don't have to do it, so why do it?
Dude, and I kept saying this, like, okay, let's say I'm in Dallas, right, or Houston. The top dogs are just going to outbid me every time. So if I'm someone that has like $1,000 a month, I'm screwed in any big metro market. And And that's how we teach wholesaling. And so that's kind of the main problem. It's like, hey, I'm in Atlanta. Oh, good luck. Right. But now I can buy a lead for, I don't know, 24. Maybe they bought it multiple times, but if you're good at closing a seller, you go in person, your closing rate goes crazy.
Yeah.
And so I feel like you guys are the only PPL company that actually helps somebody that's like not crazy massive budget, but then once they start doing good, then they can go out here and go at scale and at volume. And especially with the auto refunds we have and the follow-ups and things like that, we're going to do great, right?
Yeah, those features that you guys, and that's part of why we're, we were really excited to go specifically with X Leads. Like, you guys have the capacity to do some of this custom stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like the follow-up thing for PPL leads. We want our North Star. I think all any good service provider is just trying to maximize the revenue that their customers are making. And I know that without follow-up is like, you can't do it. And we're not a follow-up shop.
No.
Like we're not even building for that. And so I think it was just a slam dunk partnership where their leads can get now followed up. A lot of our customers are not even using a CRM. And that's terrible. Bad. It's like, and we look at the ones that are that have a CRM.
Yeah.
Because we do surveys and stuff like that. The ones that have a CRM clearly are doing more deals.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we have data scientists and all this crazy stuff, but I'm like, you don't need a data scientist to see a clear relationship between having and using a CRM and doing more deals. It's very simple. So I'm excited.
I'm pumped up for it. And the craziest part about it is, a lot of your iSpeed Elite people are going to start looking at this, and you can be quiet if you want. I have this theory about PPL, and a lot of people think I'm really sour about PPL, but let me tell you what I'm more sour about. I'm sour about spending 10 grand for a real estate wholesaling coach, okay, and then being told I have to spend 10 grand on PPL. Now I'm 20 grand out the hole. My theory, you don't have to talk. What if I just spent 20 grand on Coupon Club and not the 10 grand with the mentor? And I just go on I literally go to iSpeed Lead YouTube channel. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think Yuri can teach me enough. And then we teach at freewholesaling.com, all the stuff I teach. Like, I'm asking you, maybe because you own the company, but like with spending 10 grand with a coach and then 10 grand on iSpeed Lead, or spending 20 grand on iSpeed Lead and going through the free education part, right? Is that 10 grand worth it? Yes or no? Now, I know you do a lot of mentorships and stuff, but like, I've been thinking about this pretty hard, and I think the 20 grand is way better just on iSpeed Elite.
Oh, so man, yeah, 20, some of those 10 G's, dude, there are some, I know people that have paid 50 G's for a coaching program. I'm like, 50 G's with PPL, you could, I was talking to a guy yesterday.
Doing the math here.
Who did who got their first, he got his first lead for $29, and then for next lead is going to be 24. For $29, he got his first lead, and he got a 50 grand check. This is not typical. The results are not typical, okay? But that happens. And I'm like, what if he spent 50 grand like that? Yeah. So these super high ticket programs, I am for learning. I'm 100% for learning. You have to learn. If you're just gonna, if you're not gonna, like, you have to learn and practice. Yeah. If you're not gonna learn, if you're gonna just practice, you're gonna take longer to do wholesaling to get successful. So I am for learning. Dumping like tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah. No.
So let me ask you this, right? You were talking about Max, right? You're talking about Max, right? Because we did a bunch of podcasts together, and you're like, man, that guy's good at talking to sellers. He didn't sell any course. I mean, the way I'm looking at it is, if you just watch Max talk and all these YouTube channels about people talking to iSpeed Elite sellers, I mean, the thing about PPL, which is cool, is the sales process is pretty dumb. I'm being honest, because it's so simplified, right? It's, hey, I saw you filled out a form or you called somebody on your team. What do you want? Okay. Can you do this price instead? You e-sign. Like, I mean, yeah, there's objections, but there's not crazy ones. And so I'm always saying, like, 20 grand will get you about almost 2,100 Coupon Club leads. Like, I don't know if you've ever found someone do 2,100 Coupon Club leads, not get a deal. And that's specifically picking the good ones and the bad ones out. That's the way I'm looking at it, right? And as the education industry, the ChatGPT 2, I don't think I showed you ChatGPT 5. it can literally listen in on your calls, your
Mm.
sales calls, and coach you. And ChatGPT has an IQ of, I think, 170, same thing as Albert Einstein. I mean, you have a bunch of AI on your side. You know how much better this thing's going. If AI is going to coach you for free, I think it's better to spend money on the actual marketing. And that's actual real investment. I don't see any stats on wholesaling coaching ROIs here, but yeah,
Yeah,
PPL,
where are those stats?
I don't see any. And you
And
you you
coaches?
have to go tell people about your ROIs, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10x, and you actually have to prove it every single day. Coaches don't need to do it, right? But PPL, man, this stuff's crazy. So if someone's brand new, they're like, "Who in the world are you? What's PPL?" Zach has never told me about this thing. What is PPL?
Yeah, so PPL is basically leads that you would have generated yourself. Um, we also generate them at scale. We generate just basically hundreds and hundreds every single day,
Mm.
and we post them for you to buy. So, as you're, let's say, 6 hours of your day is probably spent prospecting. So
Oh yeah,
you're prospecting. You've got your skip tracing. You've got X leads. You're prospecting. You're calling, and that's your 6 hours of the day. And then you're like, oh, there's this whole other team at Speed to Lead
yeah.
also generating a ton of leads, and they just generated one that I didn't. Let me pick it up. Cool, nice. All right, hit that, and so it's a pre-generated lead. It's very simple, and it's not only that, but let's say you go to Google or you generate leads on Google, you're going to spend whatever. Forget about the cost, the $300 per lead and whatnot. But on Google, you're generating it, and it's like you don't really know what you're going to get until you pay the money.
Yeah.
With us or with PPL, let's say, well, respectfully to other PPLs out there, it's only with us. With Speed to Lead, you can see what lead you're buying and all the parameters before you actually spend the money. And I think that's the beautiful thing about it. I wish it existed when I was first starting my first business.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could just buy leads and not become a marketer. I became a better marketer than I became a
Yeah.
wholesaler. When I got into wholesaling, I was like, man, I'm gonna figure out. I have to figure out this marketing thing. And luckily for me, I'm like OCD or something, and I just dug into the marketing so
Yeah.
long. And but I had to become a marketer. I don't want other people to have to do that. Like, you don't have to go and figure out PPC and all this landing pages and SEO and all this keyword research tools and all that. Just like you're prospecting and then you're buying leads. That's what you should be doing.
Well, that's the way I like it, right? So, like, I'm just going to share my screen real quick and just show you, right? The cool. This is what PPL is, by the way, guys. Again, not every PPL company is like this, but this is iSpeed Lead, right? And pretty much how it works is you just go out here, pick the leads you want, and then pick your state, pick your area. So, if I want to do like Arkansas, right, I can just pick a lead. Now, I don't have to just drop 1,000. I'm like, okay, I like this area. I get the comps. You're telling me why it's, and tell me if I'm wrong. But every other PPL company, I'm not going to mention any, they just take, it's in Little Rock, $400, bid it up, bro. And, at least you tell me the reason why. And when you kind of get more information, it's like you have a deal predictor, you have all this stuff, but like, I'm not risking $400 and be like, oh, maybe this sucks or not. No, $24, good deal. But literally, I get all the info, I get the age.
Oh, Zach, can you show what my favorite feature, please? It's so out of respect for the cold calling industry and just for people that cold call, because our customers like cold calling. They're cold calling. So, and we're not gonna bullcrap them as to what happened in that cold call. So we have this AI summary thing that actually shows you what was talked about on that cold call. So like, you'll get a full conversation.
Which one?
Top the top one, yeah. So boom, it's like, hey, here's what happened on that call. And so because you want to know what did that lead get their arm twisted by the cold caller, which happens sometimes. And you can like make a real educated decision. Yeah, there's some motivation here. There's some room.
It's a free and clear investment. See, I didn't know, you didn't say investment on here, but retirement, like, oh, I'm in my house and I want to move out. No, this is an investment property. It's free and clear. 4.2. This thing could sell like crazy. I might buy this right now. But and here's my favorite part about this lead: 0 orders. I'm not going to call it exclusive, but isn't that technically exclusive? Like no
right
one
now
else has
it
bought
is.
it. Right. See, that's crazy, man. And you get 200 per month. Is it just, what is it? You just got to buy the
I
credits
think,
when,
yeah, honestly, long story short, we give you so much that I don't think you're gonna have to buy them. We
dude,
give
this
you
is crazy.
we
I
give you a
mean,
lot.
dude, the thing is like, I was a little weird. And then I went in my own market and I knew the back ends. Like, okay, Fort Pierce 2. I know where the 2 ones in Fort Pierce. No, not, but 3-2, this, oh, wow. Um, dude, this is gangs. And then you can literally buy this lead for $24. Now, I'm going to say something, and you've never talked about this in your whole company. I don't think they're good at basically talking about this part, which they need to get better at.
Yeah.
Because they're not. So some of them are not Americans. A lot of my employees aren't Americans either. But you know, in America, you can literally work at Chick-fil-A and make like $30 an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm going to cold call for 5 hours during the day, I might get one lead, right? If I worked at Chick-fil-A for 5 hours, I can probably make $150 and produce 5 high-speed lead leads.
Mm.
It might be better just to work, and then
That's a good point.
you know,
That's a great point.
dude, how much do you get paid your first job in America?
$7 an hour, washing dishes.
See, dude, it's so soft right now. You get like 30 for doing nothing.
That's crazy. No, $7 was like, and that was solid. Kids at Kmart were getting paid like 5 something.
Dude,
So
I was
balling.
825, 825 11 years ago in Florida, right? And so that's the craziest thing. And I don't know, because when you don't really know minimum wage, like, you know, like, because like you haven't done that, and obviously you pay people salary on your team, but like that's like, this was like 4 months ago. I'm like, wait a second, kids are making $30 an hour at Chick-fil-A, just washing dishes, same thing you're doing. Well, why are they spending 5 hours cold calling after work when they could just pick up overtime, 35, $40 an hour, 2 hours, $80, 3 leads like that, right? And so a lot of people, maybe you're using your time the wrong way. You're like, oh no, I don't want to pay for it. Well, if you just work a regular job, I always look at opportunity costs, right? That's economics 101. If you just worked at that regular job for an extra hour or two, picked up one overtime shift, 8 hours, 30, I mean, that's 200, it's 10 leads. I mean, that's crazy.
I'm huge on opportunity cost. I think that's probably the only thing that I got out of college. After 4 years, I think opportunity cost is the only thing that's stuck.
Yeah.
It's like you could be doing something better with that time or with that money. There's always something better you can be doing.
There we go, man. And so that's the way I look at it. It's like, okay, well, why don't you just put that effort in there, right? And we got people all the time. And that's the point of PPL. It's like, I don't want to go out here and call 8, 9, 10 hours a day. And trust me, I'm always, if you're broke, I will help you make 10, 15 grand. But once you make 15 grand, you need to get X leads. You need to start using tools to start making your life a lot easier. The whole goal of why I teach people for free is I want everyone to have an opportunity around the entire world. I mean, dude, I got to show you some people, man. We got a lot of people in Nigeria, South Africa doing deals, right? All over the world, right? And the thing about it is I can help you get there, but once you make 10 grand, you need to buy tools. You can get it out the mud, right? You can get without no, like, absolute zero money at all. But once you start getting deals, you need to start investing in tools and systems, because the opportunity cost is, if you just keep cold calling by yourself and you're making 30 grand a month, the opportunity is you could be paying for PPL leads, or you can just have your own cold calling team.
And let me add to that. So as somebody that moved to the States from from another place, it's like, with all these tools, if the kid in Africa or wherever he's at, if he's using tools and you're not, like, the competitive, like, landscape is such that it's the barrier of entry to wholesale virtually is like erased. So you could do it from another continent. And so if you're sitting in the States and you're not using the tools, and somebody overseas is, like, they're gonna beat you. They're gonna run faster. So you gotta really tool up.
Dude, you know what's even crazy, man, is we're starting to look at this in our own cold calling operations. It's not feasible yet, but it's getting there. I'm starting to have some of my, like, so I have really nice VAs for my own cold calling, and now we're running PPL. But basically, I'm still like my own cold calling, but I have, my data's free, you know. But basically, I have my cold callers. They're like $8, $9 an hour. They're no accent, basically Philippines, right? But I'm starting to hire like $3 an hour VAs in the Philippines, thick accents, and we're just using this anti-accent software.
That thing.
Anti-accent software, man. Holy moly.
That's such a game changer.
And everyone in America is like, well, what's the point? Dude, you guys in America are going to get destroyed. And that's the problem. So I mean, I have a lot of international employees. You have a lot of international employees. The only thing stopping half these developers from making about 6 figures a year working at Meta is the language barrier. And I'm telling you, you have these little accent things with AI. It's some guy in, the Czech Republic. He is going to annihilate you on cold calling because he is willing to just cold call all day, every day with his accent thing. And he's going to sound even better than you. And what's even crazier is I need to talk to you about this with your cold calling, your SMS for PPL, is we're starting to experiment. I don't know if I'm gonna probably get some flack for this, but I'm starting to look at an accent thing for me. So if I'm calling in Southern Alabama, bro, I don't sound like an Alabama dude. Oh, wow. I get a little twang on me. Get a little twang on me.
That's sophisticated. That's sophisticated. Wow.
You got to do it, man. Man, I've actually lost on deals in Tennessee because I did not have like that Tennessee accent thing. Chattanooga specifically. I don't know. Screw Chattanooga, man. They are mad at me.
No, what I want to see if the AI can actually call like girls sound in California. I don't think that any AI will be able to match.
Dude, that's what I used to do, man. I mean, we could talk about marketing all day. I used to put female names on my texting because it got better response rates.
Yeah.
Because dudes are weird. But it actually helped. And the thing about it is PPL has a bad rap, I think, because you still technically not speed a lead if you have the wrong influence. You can just drop 10 grand your first day on a credit card and be like, oh, why didn't it close anything right? At least you get an opportunity. And I'm telling you, if you bought 2,000 iSpeed Elite Coupon Club leads, you will become a better closer at the end of that than before. Like you'll just be iron tight. Now you can go to ChatGPT right now and say, hey, pretend to be an iSpeed Elite Coupon Club basically seller. And you could spend 10 hours this weekend just practicing.
Yeah,
that's an insane coach.
That's pretty cool. I've tried this. I took 2 GPTs on 2 devices and I made them talk to each other. And I told one, like I muted one, and I was like, hey, you're the seller and you're gonna be playing hard to get. Like, hey, you're a aggressive wholesaler. You're gonna try to close a deal on the first call. And just like watch them go at it. It's pretty cool.
Dude, it's actually really bad because ChatGPT is actually retrieving the transcripts from my YouTube channel. So YouTube channel is like massive now, and it's taking my info. I don't sell it, but they're taking it. And every single transcript that I've ever said on YouTube is actually on my personal GPT, and now you can train off of it. And I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna get you or your team to do this, but like you can take every single PPL call on YouTube, take all the transcripts, throw it into a sales bot, and guess what? Say, hey, every single successful sales calls you've ever seen on YouTube for PPL, make it a training bot. Mm-hmm. What's the point of paying for a coach on it, right?
Yeah, and you can definitely do that.
It's
you can't resell it, I think.
No, you do it for free.
But for yourself, you can absolutely do that, and it will be pretty damn good.
And so AI is here to stay, and PPL, right? I give you the credit, and this is my question for you, right? And this was my biggest concern with PPL was you're doing the calling, you're doing the PPC, you're doing all the marketing, you get a lead, you put it for sale, you're not bidding it up. Shout out to you on that. That's why you guys are the biggest PPL company. And if anyone wants to argue with you, I know the stats. Literally, just do a post on any forum. Say, who here has closed a deal on PPL? Tell me which company. 80% of the time, they're going to say iSpeed Elite. Look at internet traffic. Look at all these. You can't. I see all these guys saying, we're the biggest PPL. No, you're not. iSpeed Elite is. And the one thing I'm really curious on, and I don't know how these other PPL companies are going to survive, and this is my concern about promoting a PPL company and working with one is, dude, I don't know if you've seen Facebook stock. It's up 40% year over year. And Facebook has not done anything innovative in the past year except for their Llama AI system, which is pretty cool. But their meta's tanking, like their glasses suck. But why is their net profits up 40% year over year? And they're getting no more extra users. Like, that's really weird because I like to invest in stocks. You know what I found out they did? They just raised ad prices by 40%.
Yeah.
And people paid them.
And that's your cost per lead.
That's year over year. Year over year. Same thing with Google. And then I did the math. I'm like, 40% year over year for the next 10 years. you're going to be bought out. And here's the problem. Facebook's way better than TV. No one's going to TV anymore. Now you're not competing with other wholesale. You're competing with Coke, Pepsi, Apple. And everyone knows running a TV ad for wholesaling sucks because you're competing with every other company. You're just going to, it's like bidding. And I'm like, what's going to happen when Facebook gets just more expensive, PPC gets more expensive? It's like, what do you do? And I don't know if you've looked up, I can show you the cost of sell house fast for PPC. It's rising.
Yeah.
And it's not up with inflation. It's up like 20% year over year. It's like, what are we going to do? Because the assignment fees are the same and the cost per lead keeps going up. There's only one thing that I found the cost per lead has always been the same. That's calling and texting. And that's why I'm really big on you guys, is because you're the only ones who have pretty much solved inflation for PPL. And I think it's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
But like, have you seen, I mean, you've been doing ISP lead for a while. I want to ask you, it's like, have you seen the cost per lead on PPC and Facebook go up?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we generate, we use PPC for generating customers for ISP to lead itself. And that's rising. You don't even have to look at a 3-year horizon. It rises in 1 quarter. You can see the difference. It's crazy. And
what are we going to do in 5 years, man? That's the problem. And that's why when you're kind of looking at the ROIs is pretty much sinking on everyone except for you guys, because your cold calling, your texting is not rising anywhere near the cost of pretty much these other ones.
Right.
And that's why I think you guys are set up pretty much just kind of dominate, right?
Yeah, and we're not just, we love cold calling, but we're also trying to innovate on cold calling. Like, hey, there's an AI summary. Like, here's everything you can do. And also there's a lot of stuff in the background. We use AI to actually filter the good cold call leads versus the bad ones.
Yeah.
And at first, when we started this, we kind of let in a lot of leads that were whatever.
Yeah.
And we have a refund policy, but it's annoying to go and get, 30% of your leads refunded because you have to like click that and this and that. But we've gotten a lot better at using AI to filter out the good leads and letting the good leads onto the platform. So that's pretty cool. And that's where AI is helping a lot. And I think we're just innovating in this like post cold call space where the cold call already happened, the lead's here. How do we make sure it's a good lead? And we're only letting the good stuff on the platform.
Dude, and the AI summaries are amazing because it doesn't give up too much, but it tells you enough where pretty much the quality is even crazier and better. And so I'm really excited about what you're doing here at iSpeed to Lead and how it's kind of going up. And you're definitely innovating on making the ROI at the forefront for the user. And that's pretty exciting. And I think the ROI goes up with X leads. That's just my opinion on here, but I'm pretty proud of it, man. And so your story's crazy too. I want to talk about PPL in the beginning, right? But like kind of your story getting into the real estate space has been absolutely insane too, right? So you
oh yeah, that was crazy.
So to everyone, you're like, so if someone's gonna kind of look at all these PPL companies, right, and stuff, like they want to know your story. So like, what is your story kind of going out here, right? Because you're a mythical figure, right? You're nowhere really on social media. So it's like, so who is Gene? And tell everyone your story.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not on social media because I used to be, and I think it's just not. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy, and it's just I was like, man, this is not my thing. But so I started my first business. I was working like corporate America for 10 years, and I just got if you're an entrepreneur, like all of you watching, you know this feeling, like you wake up with it, and you're like, man, this job, this boss is just like is dragging you down. You're completely like, I just, and I was willing to totally like suck at business for a couple of years, just to have a chance of actually like making it. And I set up like my first small business, and everything was going.
Oh, let's go back here. Okay, hold on. Right. Everyone thought like you're like this crazy redneck type guy. Like you were working a pretty high end tech IBM job. Okay, so like let's not talk about like you're some dumb guy out here. Just like I'm just washing dishes out here, and I got in a whole like you knew your stuff. So that's why you're so good at the.
Well, yeah, that's how I got the tech thing. I mean, I was living in Keene, New Hampshire, and it was just like I was partying way too much, man. I'm not even kidding. It was like because I did get a computer science degree, And with that, I got a pretty good job, and I was making like way more money than you need for Keene, New Hampshire. So I was just like boozing all the time, like partying all the time. I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I went to Boston, and like, that's when I went to like these big tech companies, and I went to IBM, and half of it I just kind of bullcrap my way through it, man. And especially like I'm like Eastern European, and I was in cybersecurity. If you're Eastern European and you're at IBM and you're in the cybersecurity division, they think you're a hacker just because of your accent. So that helped a lot. I would sit in the conference room and they'd be like, "Oh," they read the last name and they're like, "That must be," because they actually hire these hackers. Like,
oh my God.
So that's they thought that's who I am. But I knew nothing about cybersecurity. But anyway,
I would have faked if I were you. I would have faked an accent, like a hard one, like some hard Russian accent, like. I don't know. I'd be like, "Hello, I am G." I don't know.
Cybersecurity.
There, see, you probably get a better job. Okay, so first you came from Eastern Europe, came over to America, right? IBM job, and then how do you get into wholesaling? Because I love everyone's how I got into wholesaling journey because it's always crazy.
Dude, so I was doing my little business, working the job, and then doing my little business on the side. It had nothing to do with wholesaling. It was a video production business. And then there was a situation in my family where let's just say a breadwinner, lost their ability to win bread for a while. And I had to step in for that role, or I thought I did. And I was like, all right, my job and my little business are not making enough. I need like a bigger opportunity. And as soon as you like need something, right?
Yeah.
Nature or whatever, it's like always throw it your way. And that's why I saw an ad. It was actually funny enough. It was a wholesaling coach.
There you go.
It was Chris Rude.
Oh, I love Chris Rude.
You know what's funny is like I joined the program. I did not become a good wholesaler. I did not become. I was a terrible wholesaler when I joined the program. I was a terrible wholesaler when I exited the program. But I was like, hey, all these guys need marketing, and my other business is already about marketing. Let me help them with marketing because I'm a terrible wholesaler. And it's just like, so the program was not really good for me, but that's how I got into the wholesaling space. And I was just like, oh man, these guys are sticking bandit signs into the ground. Like there were people in that wholesaling group that were that coaching group that were literally going around gas stations and putting business cards into people's cars. I was like, that's not safe, man. They need to sit at home and do stuff at home.
Dude, I used my first $100,000. I was 17 years old. I put "We Buy Ugly Houses" signs outside of here. Yeah. Hot Florida sun, outside my high school. I was in lower high school, just putting signs out. But I was making 10 grand a month doing that.
All right.
That was back in the day. I'm an old man now. I was like 2016, but like that's how I got my start. I mean, PPL would have been kind of nice. Not gonna lie, I didn't have the money for it, so I would have done one of the freeways. But like always, when you were able to finally get that ROI there, right, man? Because I look at direct mail, they're all at like a 5, 6, 7x, and the way you can get at 10 is insane for the amount of work you do. And it's just economies of scale, right? If I want to make $1 million a month with PPL, that is possible. Making $1 million a month solo cold calling is not possible. And as someone that runs a lot of VAs, I have managers for the managers. I bet you do too. It's not for the faint of heart. So that's the one thing I could tell everyone is if you actually want to start running a good business, I tell everyone test everything. So I think you should test cold calling VAs, use some of our AI texting at X Leads, buy the coupon club, buy the exclusive leads, see if you have the if you're making 20, 30 grand a month, try it all.
Dude, what if you buy an Optimus robot from Tesla and that thing goes and puts out bandit signs? I think that's leverage.
Well, no, I don't think you know this. So in this area, I used to put 50 bandit signs out. I used to skip class, put bandit signs out. They made a task force just for me. And every single time I put a sign out, they would take it off. Yeah. And they hired 3 people just for me. I was putting 50 a week out. I mean, you got to be 17 years old making 15 grand a month. Yeah. Like, I mean, dude, that's about 15 million in 16-year-old money. Right. I mean, like that's Elon Musk money, and you couldn't stop me from doing it. It's all I did all day. And right now the task force is still there. You can't put a bandit sign out in this area. It's really bad. In the county north of us in Port St. Lucie, where I do most of my wholesaling, like most local, you get handcuffed for putting signs out. That's how bad it got out there. Optimus Bot, though, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to teach it how to call leads and do it all for me, and door knock. And the thing is, we actually have an outbound bot for X leads, but you have to have consent. I don't know if iSpeed Lead counts as that, but hey, we'll have a conversation about it, man. But so your story's crazy, and you got it in there, and then you basically just got really good at producing leads, and you sell it like on a marketplace. And what got really interested is I was not a fan of it starting out, as everyone knows, but it just became so overwhelming that people were making money with you guys. That's like, it's kind of too good. You can't ignore it anymore. And that was the main problem. Like, oh, one story is one guy I work with. We do a lot of deals together in Tennessee. There's this kid. He was just trying to actually call me. You don't know the story. This is crazy. But let me actually try to call him. I want him to tell you the story because I think you would be, it's so cool. I think it's going to make you smile. You've never heard the story. There's so many stories about iSpeed Lead.
That's how Coupon Club came along. Is that what just throw out a coupon?
Yo, Evan, really quick. Okay.
Whoa.
Don't question me. I have Gene Blinkoff of iSpeed Lead right here. Can you please tell him how you got your first wholesaling deal?
Oh, my very first wholesaling deal.
With Corey. With Corey.
Through PPC.
Tell him. With iSpeed Lead. Here, you take it.
Yeah, so there was this guy named Brandon out in Detroit, Michigan. He told me that he had leftover PPC leads that he had gotten. So he sent those to me. I worked through all those leads.
From iSpeed Lead.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I ended up getting a lead. I ended up doing a deal off of that.
How long were you wholesaling for before that first deal?
Oh, hell. You know how long I was trying, but
how long? Tell him.
Don't be shy.
Probably like a year or so.
Oh, man.
2 years.
Dude, and that was your first deal. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
changed his whole life.
Thank you for not quitting before that year was over and getting it over the finish line. Thank you, man.
Zach knows that I was out there on crutches, setting bandit signs and everything.
On crutches? What?
Yeah, I had ACL surgery, and then I was like, I'm making this happen. Yeah,
nice, man. Dude, you're the man.
Yeah, just I have some leftover leads. Let me just give it to you, Evan. Hasn't done a deal in a year. First deal, iSpeed Lead. Call the lead man in Detroit, virtually too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, virtually.
So, yeah, Evan. Yeah, I saw you called, man. But I was actually Gene. I thought, and we're just talking about like beginners and stuff. I'm like, dude, you got to hear Evan's story, man. Don't question why he's here. Keep it on the DL. It's a big secret, but I thought you should hear his story, man. I'll call you tomorrow, though. All right, man.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you.
All right, see you, man. So that was a live reaction, by the way. He spent a year, couldn't get a deal. And someone just said, let me just buy you an iSpeed Lead Coupon Club lead. Bought him a lead, $29. So here you go, Corey.
Yeah.
First deal, I think he's making 25, 30 grand a month. He was living in his mom's basement. And he is making, I think, 30 grand a month now. And he used that money from there to just grow everything. And that's the power of Coupon Club. Now, would he have gotten a free $600 lead? No. But the only PPL company that could have done that was you. Pretty crazy, right?
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Coupon Club was born because we kind of got addicted to all these stories. We would throw out a coupon.
Yeah.
This was before Coupon Club. We'd throw out a coupon for like 97% off or like 95% off, whatever it is, 93% off. And then the next week we'd get all this feedback and all these people like, oh, I just spent $35 and closed a deal. No, I just spent $50. We're like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Because we do these coupons all the time. And then it just got to a point where I was like couponing every single day. It became like a funny thing. Like I don't do social media, but people knew who Gene is. That's the guy that sends coupons.
Oh my God.
And I just got lazy at some point. I was like, man, we're just gonna do it at a club. We're just gonna have a coupon that works all the time. And that's how it came along.
There we go. And so I'm telling you, right, I've always been a champion of someone who doesn't have the money, but literally if you have a lower budget, right, and dude, I've told you my thoughts on PPL over the phone for a little bit, but like a lot of people on social media make it seem PPL, they make iSpeed Lead look so easy. What I mean by this is they'll go drop 15 grand in leads in 2 or 3 hours, and they'll close it. You know, you don't see anyone ever like actually getting a summon from it, but I'm not gonna get into that. But basically, they'll spend 15 grand on exclusive leads, and these other PPL companies will just give them, right. They'll give them like 15 grand of leads, and then everyone feels when they go like, but the influencer doesn't do it. They spent 15 grand, and I spent 15 grand, and I didn't get the same results. You're out 15 grand in a day. Oh man. And the cool part is you could be spending 50, 60 bucks a day, just a little bit of money, and you could be getting, there's a little bit of hustle on the coupon club, but man, I think there's a big disconnect with how PPL is actually working and how it isn't. And that really took me off because like you're telling people, oh, it's normal to spend 15 grand in a day on PPL. Like there's some big dogs that do it. And so one thing I'm excited working with you guys is actually like doing some live PPL and stuff like that and just showing you like, hey, I'm spending 2 or 3 grand a month and I'm getting 2 or 3 deals from it. The actual real part of it, because you just can't go buy 13 leads right now if you're in a local market. And I'm excited for it. So yeah, PPL is it's now a thing because we actually got it profitable. So I'm really excited. I really appreciate Gene actually helping me make it profitable for the people and really making the thing where like, yeah, okay, you don't have too much money, start buying the PPL leads with X leads, and then you can get new exclusives and going from there. Because the exclusive's good. They're way high quality. So what's the difference you find with exclusives and coupon club?
So I think the exclusives, some people just want them like that.
Yeah.
There's a part of the there are some folks who are, and it's usually folks who are I would say they have a little bit of a status in the industry.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, hey, if I can pay a lot more, but I'll have a slight edge.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are willing to do that. But I think it's just even, and I'm super honest about it. Even with folks that buy exclusive, that exclusivity, we can't promise that seller hasn't gone to other websites. We cannot promise that, and a lot of them probably have. Right, so it's.
I mean, between you and me, you don't need a comment, but it's like, is it better to buy a $24 coupon club lead that's been talked to? Look, that one was 0, but like 2 or 3 times, or an exclusive lead that's probably most likely clicked 2 or 3 times with somebody else. I mean, here's the math. It's like let's call it a $400 lead, or would you rather have 15 at bats? I mean, I take the 15 at bats all day, and you just got to bet on your closing. And even when you're a big shot, I talked to someone, I talked to 4 other guys. I'm like, well, I'll give you a $3,000 EMD right now. Oh, whoa. But I mean, I think the story from Evan's absolutely amazing. I mean, it happens all the dang time. So Gene, really appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you for kind of teaching people a little more about PPL and how I was actually right about PPL. PPL does suck, but iSpeed Lead does not suck because they don't. I'm telling you, PPL, the industry in general sucks. There's about 1 or 2 shining lights. I think you are one of them. But the whole other thing of just bid in these high value markets. Evan was in Detroit. Do you think he's going to win a bid in Detroit, Michigan? Yeah. No way.
And that's a big spread that he made in Detroit. Wow.
Yeah. So that's the thing, man. So, Gene, really appreciate it, man. Hopefully people get to know you a little better and this awesome partnership we have. So if you want to get the $24 coupon club, you have to have an X Leads active plan. Go to xleads.com, sign up, log in, go to the PPL section. Right there, we good to go. This is Zakin signing out with Gene Blinkoff of iSpeed Lead. Happy deal hunting.